Box number 2 from Zara. More perfume. Ooh, what do we have here? All right, so this is what I'm going to show you out of this box today. We have Energetically New York and Fashionably London. These are two from the Cities collection with Joe Malone. We have a new one called Bohemian Oud, one of the 4 Oud fragrances in the chapter 4 of the, I don't know what these are called. I'll write it up here somewhere. And this is from chapter 1. This is the Red Temptation. And actually, guys, I bought 2 of these because I wanted a backup. Hello, my lovelies. Yes, it's Trina, the scent gourmand. And that indeed was a wee Zara unboxing from a few weeks ago, actually. I was planning to wait until all the other Zara fragrances I ordered secondhand from Mercari had arrived, but alas, the seller of one fragrance has had some issues shipping, so I think I'll wait to share those 5 fragrances I now own, or still soon will be in possession of, from the Zara Chapters collection, or collections, or whatever it's called. Overall, I'm impressed with that newer fragrance series because they do last longer than typical Zara scents, which is not hard to do, mind. But I am impressed with the smells, especially considering the price point. And also the fact that they are passable dupes, or at least impressions, of some much more expensive perfumes, both designer and niche. But today, my lovelies, I'm going to focus in on the 2 I got from one of the Joe Malone Zara collaborations, the City collection, I believe it's called. I was almost going to buy the whole box set, all 30 ml bottles of fragrances representing Dubai, Venice, Madrid, Tokyo, Shanghai, and the 2 I ended up buying separately, London and New York. But at $200 US, I wasn't ready for a blind buy of that scale. I was interested in these 2 because of comparisons made to Delina by Parfums de Marley for Fashionably London, and to Santal 33 by Labo for Energetically New York. Energetically New York lists cardamom, jasmine, and sandalwood in the notes, but I think there's more to it than that. You get a nice little postcard of sorts. Could you really use it as a postcard? I'm not sure. It's a bit small, but no, why not? And the box is pretty sturdy, so I could recycle that too. And here's the bottle. I've peeled off all the labels already because I don't like labels. Even the bottom I took off already, and all the Japanese stuff on the back. And this, I guess, can be lifted out. This can be taken out as well, and then you've got this little box that you can use to put things in, quite like that. And here we go. This is Energetically New York. And I've sprayed it already here. Yes, it's definitely reminiscent of Santal 33, but certainly not identical. Let me spray it on skin. Oh, wow, yeah. This one is more sour and fresher and perhaps a little less spice. I admit I didn't like it at first sniff. It's like being slapped with a dill pickle and wet lettuce in the nose at first sniff. More dill than pickle. Very abrasive and slightly bitter. I also get carrot in here, like bitter carrot. You know, the core part of the carrot stick that lacks the sugar, you know? Wait for it to settle though, and the overly green components will settle down, and then you can pick up a bit of jasmine and the synthetic wood note, the star of the show, and that's what starts to take over. It's very dry and invigorating. I guess the name is appropriate then. Santal 33 is the scent I think of when I think of New York. I've learned it's very popular there. Perhaps this scent was created with the intention of being a dupe, or at least an inspiration. And if you like Santal 33, which is very pricey, I recommend this one as perhaps an addition, since the price is right, my friends. But no, it's not a replacement, and it doesn't smell particularly luxe. In fact, it's a little cheap smelling. I mean, for the price, what would you expect? But it does get the job done. Unsurprisingly, I much prefer Santal 33, which is much smoother, much more sophisticated, stronger, slightly spicier, and less synthetic. The jasmine might make this Zara Jo Malone scent feel a little more feminine, but I think it's unisex. Moving on, the notes listed for Fashionably London are just bergamot, rose, and musk, but again, I do get more out of it than that. And this time we have a London Bridge postcard. Nice message from Jo Malone. And this one kind of got destroyed a little bit, but oh well. Won't be using that anyway. Again, nice reusable box. And I've taken off the stickers here, so this is Fashionably London, 30 milliliters. Let's spray it a bit here. Don't want to mix up stuff. I think I sprayed this earlier on this side. I hope I don't. Yeah, that's right. Sadly, I do find the bergamot is sharp, screechy, and sour, and the rose is just a little bitter and medicinal when you put your nose up right to the newly sprayed fragrance on skin. But the dry down is admittedly much better. It's very powdery, sweet, soft, and musky, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there might be the slightest dash of some sort of synthetic oud in here, along with a sprinkling of incense. The musk is airy, but at the same time, I would describe this as a thick and creamy scent with a stuffy vintage rose. Some will love it, others not. For me, the rose in here is a good thing. The oud, or whatever, in here is making the rose jammier, darker, and more serious and gothic. There are no Fruit Loops. There are no fruit notes listed, but I get the impression of a candy, like a fruit-flavored candy. And yes, I suppose that could be lychee, hence the Delina comparison. But honestly, let me have a sniff of Delina. Actually, I have a little sample of it. Oh yeah, Delina's the better fragrance, as it should bloody well be for the price difference, right? Okay, so they both have roses and musk. I'll give them that. I've also read that this is compared to Sisley's Eau de Soie, which I don't have, and Shagaf Oud by Swiss Arabian, which I think I might have a sample of, in fact. Hold on. Okay, I have this Swiss Arabian. It says Shagaf Oud Abiad. I don't think this is the right scent. It can't be, right? No, this is completely different. Yeah, completely different mistake. I wouldn't think of traditional London when I smell this scent, but if you think of a modern London that's been influenced by Middle Eastern elements in recent years, I think the name does work. Also, although the scent is not a fresh rose, perhaps it brings to mind traditional gardens to some, gardens where there's a lot of rain and soil and roses. This is a thick and earthy fragrance after all. To me, this fragrance is a bit like something Santal or Mancera would make. It's very synthetic and rosy and long-lasting, but lacking Santal's projection, I'll say that. Maybe the scent is both London-like and fashionable then. Then again, I wouldn't call the rose in here very up-to-date. Funny, I've read some people say that this is grandma-ish, and I really don't like that term. Regardless, I think they might mean dated or mature, and honestly, I don't think this fragrance is either. It's nothing like something my grandmother or even mother would wear or would have worn a few years ago. Maybe those reviewers are exceptionally young. Maybe those reviewers are exceptionally young, is my thinking. I don't know. The caps are quite strong on this. The presentation is good, really strong, but unfortunately, I don't think these are reusable. Oh, how disappointed, because this, this kind of bottle, 30 ml, I find is the perfect travel size. But this leads to having to throw things out. I hate that, could reuse that. So I have to say that overall, I'm neither disappointed nor thrilled with these scents. I'm glad I didn't get the box set, at least for now. And like the other recent releases from Zara, these fragrances are top heavy with alcohol, so you do have to let them settle in a bit. Don't sniff them right after you spray them. And also, like many Zara and Jo Malone fragrances, the performance on these is generally not so great. Well, I wouldn't say longevity and sillage is terrible, but projection, far from beastly. At least this has been my experience so far. And you can see I put a bit of a dent into these, yeah? So yeah, not super thrilled, but make no mistake, these will be lovingly used and emptied. And again, people, Zara fragrances have exceptionally low price points, and the performance on them is at least better than older Zara perfume releases. And by the way, if you spray these on clothes instead of, or in addition to skin, you'll get even more bang for your buck. And if you're on a budget and don't mind synthetic vibes, heck, I don't mind, then I would say yes to both of these. Definitely good value. Okay, my lovelies, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do make sure you like it. If you did, press the like button. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? More reviews to come after all. Scent Gourmand signing out. And yes, my lovelies, you'll notice that I've rebranded my channel finally. That does not mean I'll stop doing bag-related videos, but yeah, I'm going to focus more on fragrances, I think. Mwah. Bye-bye.